Are you ready?
Oh yeah!
From parts unknown and into your home, this is the Groovy G Championship Belt Podcast. Now, here's your host, Groovy G.
Hello there, folks, and welcome to the Groovy G Championship Belt Podcast. On this episode, we're going to take a close-up look at a proposed NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Championship title belt. That's coming your way right now.
You spoke, we listened. Introducing the Groovy G Replica Belts Big Gold Dual Plated Edition. It's still full adult size. It's still 3D. And it's still only $600 US, delivered worldwide to your door. Exclusively available at www.groovygreplicabelts.com.
In early 2022, Billy Corgan's new NWA announced they would be holding a tournament to crown a new NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Champion. Now, since the new NWA already used the Dome Globe design as their world title belt, I thought that maybe they should come up with a new belt design altogether, something that honoured the past but was also contemporary. What they decided to go with was something completely different. It was an homage to an old NWA world title belt, affectionately known as the Crown Jewel. However, this belt that you see in front of you right now is my effort. This is what I thought the NWA should have used for their World's Junior Heavyweight Championship. I actually presented this belt to a number of producers and active wrestlers on the NWA roster, but they turned it down and decided to go with the Crown Jewel. So their loss is going to be our gain. Let's have a closer look at this particular belt. Starting on the left-hand side, we can see that the leather has been done by Chris Simmons of Bison and Bear down in Tasmania here in Australia. He does fantastic leather work, and you can see that this leather design and all of the leather tooling in there is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, I deliberately left the strap undyed, so the idea was that it would patina over time, so wrestling fans would know whenabouts a champion had a reign because it would be a different strap colour. If we go right across, we can see that Starburst sort of tooling around the outside. We've got the NWA logo stamped into the leather. We've also got that bubble tooling down the end. Let's start with the left side plate. Now, this has been actually made by a silversmith, and it has certain 3D elements on it. We've got the two wrestlers in the middle, and we've got those concho screws around the outside. Now, this definitely was a throwback to the old NWA Big Gold belt. And I thought it would be a good idea to have this belt in silver, because that way you can have a feud with the world champion saying, look, my belt's gold, your belt's still silver. Let's look at the main plate. It's got NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Champion, and it's got Champion in those big Western letters down the bottom. Again, it's got the big globe, and it's got all that silver floral patterns in there, which are very much an homage or a tribute to the original Big Gold belt, with that world in gold in the middle as well too. Now, I've deliberately chosen to have those conchos in the side. We can see that there's some gold flourishes coming off of them. The wrestlers are also 3D. They stand off the plates as well too. Try and give a bit of a throwback feeling to the original Big Gold belt, especially with those lines of latitude across the world map. And if we have a look from the angle, we can see how those concho holders and that raised rope border around the outside really pop off the plates. Now, this belt is a little bit smaller in size than the Big Gold belt. It's actually about the same size as a Winged Eagle title belt, so it's not massive, but it's not small either. And if we flip the belt over, we can see that there's just one solid piece of black leather covering up all of the bolts on the back. And because it was made by a silversmith, we can see there's lots of concho screws holding the plates on. And now with the sun coming out, we can really see some of the depth. We can see it really sparkle in the light. We can also see those 3D elements. And of course, that beautiful patina of the leather strap that has been left undyed. So there we go. That is my take on what the NWA World's Junior Heavyweight title belt should have looked like. What do you think? Make sure you comment down below. Now, let's take a sneak peek at what's coming your way on the next Groovy G Championship Belt podcast.
On the next episode of the Groovy G Championship Belt podcast.
Hello, this is Colin Ewan. I'm next up on the Groovy G Belt podcast.
That's right, folks. You've seen his belt. Now we're going to be talking with the man. Colin Ewan from C4 Authentic Belts is going to be talking with us on the next episode of the Groovy G Championship Belt podcast. Until then, make sure you don't miss a thing by subscribing to this YouTube channel. You can also join in the conversation on Twitter at Groovy G Belt Show or on Facebook. Until then, take care. It's bye for now.